In January 2017, Square Enix announced Project Octopath Traveler for the Nintendo Switch, an RPG that promises to go back to the genre's roots while also implementing some more modern conveniences. Fans met the announcement of this game with delight and excitement. They especially loved the HD graphics with 2D sprites and environments, but I was actually a little bit skeptical when I first started learning about the game. This isn't the first time that Square Enix has tried to use nostalgia as a means to market their games and appeal to their old school fans, with the Bravely series and Tokyo RPG Factory both taking similar approaches. In addition, Masashi Takahashi and Tomoyo Asano are the lead producers behind the game, who were in charge of the Bravely series. While this sounds like a good thing for a lot of people, I don't actually like Bravely Default as a whole, despite it having some very good elements, and so I was cautiously optimistic at best. But as more information about Octopath Traveler is being released, I am becoming more and more excited about this game, especially after playing the demo. Project Octopath Traveler is doing everything right, and it's shaping up to be a fantastic game. I find the gameplay of Project Octopath Traveler to be the strongest aspect of the game right now. It features turn-based combat, which is something that I'm a sucker for. All of the party members and enemies are placed in a turn order at the start of a round, presumably based on their speed stat. I can find enjoyment out of most turn-based battle systems. It's something that's pretty hard to mess up completely, but there are two things that I think separates an average turn-based system from an incredible one. The first is fast pacing and animations. I don't want a single battle to take too long, and I certainly don't want to be stuck waiting 5 seconds every time I use a skill. Project Octopath Traveler achieves this. The fights in the demo have been quick and the animations have been as smooth as possible. The second thing that separates average from fantastic when it comes to turn-based combat is a lot more important. This is mechanics that appear early on that I can use to plan out my playthrough. Mechanics that I could think about while I'm playing to optimize my gameplay. And Project Octopath Traveler is doing this extremely well. The first mechanic that intrigues me is that you can attack with different weapons in the same battle. For instance, the character Olberic can use spears and swords, and you can switch between them to target enemy weaknesses. When you hit a weakness, you can deplete the enemy's shield counter, and once that hits 0, you are rewarded with a break, where the enemy is stunned and takes more damage. I think this mechanic will have a lot of potential in the full game. It'll be fun experimenting with different party members and finding a team that covers the most enemy weaknesses. I do have one tiny concern for this mechanic, which is that nearly every enemy in the demo was weak to one of Olberic's attacks. But I'm going to give the game the benefit of the doubt here and say that that was to emphasize the mechanic in the demo, and this won't be the case in the full game. The next mechanic I want to talk about is the boost point. Now this is reminiscent of the Brave and Default mechanic, but there is a key difference. You gain 1 boost point per turn regardless of your actions, which means that you do not have to default to gain a point. This is obviously more powerful than Brave and Default, which I think is fine so long as the enemies are more powerful as well. This boost mechanic allows you to store up to 5 points and unleash up to 3 of them at once. This lets you do a lot of cool stuff. You can attack up to 4 times, you can unleash more powerful skills which range from level 1 to level 4, and you can strengthen your guard. For example, if you take a look here, I'm taking advantage of the mechanic to unleash a flurry of attacks on the enemy, and here I'm using the guard mechanic to reduce the damage I take, and as you can see, I'm taking significantly less damage than I took when I didn't guard. In fact, I barely beat this boss, and the deciding factor was that I guarded at the right times. Overall, this boost mechanic is absolutely brilliant, and if the demo is any indication, it's going to significantly enhance the gameplay in the full game. There are a few more minor mechanics that I think can make a difference. I think that turn order manipulation can play a smaller role. I stumbled upon a skill with Olberic that allows you to go first on the next turn. In the demo, I didn't really find any major uses for it, but I can see it playing a role in situations when you're going second. For example, you can be fighting a boss that goes first and starts charging a strong attack. You could then use Olberic's skill to get some damage in, and then go first next turn and use the guard mechanic to reduce the damage of the enemy's attack. The character Primrose has the ability to summon NPCs in this game, and from my experience, they're quite useful. I'm interested in seeing what the other characters can do as well in combat. Outside of combat, there's this really interesting mechanic called path actions, which is essentially a unique interaction that every character can have with NPCs. As I mentioned, Primrose can summon NPCs into combat, which she can accomplish with the Allure interaction. On the other hand, Ulbrich can duel any NPC, which can be really fun and refreshing. In particular, I like the fact that the duel only temporarily knocked out the NPC, so you can discover what it is they were blocking without being worried about long-term repercussions. In theory, most Western RPGs allow you to fight and kill anyone, but without knowing how important the NPC is in the long run, I always hesitate to fight anyone who's not instantly hostile. This game finds a healthy medium, and I'm extremely excited to see what the other characters can do with their path actions. I'm a little bit more mixed when it comes to the story in this game. It's tough to gauge how good it's going to be just from the demo and trailers, but I can say that I generally like what I'm seeing so far. Ulbrich's story is fine. It did well in making me somewhat care about his past, and I am genuinely curious how his friend may have betrayed him. I also really like that he's a bit of an older and more experienced character, which is a nice contrast with the teenage boys that we're used to seeing. I think that I'll enjoy his plot, but it doesn't seem like something that will blow me away. What really impressed me was the dancer Primrose's story. Right from the get-go, we get to see three mysterious marked men murder her father while she's hiding in the back. This was a really powerful scene because we can see firsthand the trauma that she's experienced, and it helps us understand her resolve of killing these three men at all costs. This may sound like a ridiculous comparison, but Primrose's resolve sort of reminds me of the bride in the movie Kill Bill. Her undying resolve to kill these three men at any cost is very reminiscent of the bride's goals in that movie. The other aspect of Primrose's story that really got me interested was her dancer career. I was absolutely shocked when her master asked her to go to his chamber after the show and purr for him some more. Sexual assault is not a topic that is touched upon in games very often, so I'm highly interested in what kind of direction they take this. I hope that the game really explores Helgenish's controlling attitude and how it had an effect on Primrose's overall psyche. Overall, I'm really intrigued with this storyline, and I really hope they follow through with it in the final game. To finish off, I just want to say that Project Octopath Traveler is showing all the signs of a great RPG in the making. The visuals are nothing short of breathtaking, with its gorgeous art style and incredible HD 2D graphics. The gameplay has been very engaging so far, and I can't wait to dive into this battle system. In terms of story, it's a little bit tougher to tell whether it's going to be great as of right now, but it's certainly showing some great signs. But even if the story doesn't turn out to be great, I think the battle system will definitely shine and make the game fun regardless. But above all, what I really respect about this game and its developers is that they are constantly listening to player feedback and taking it into consideration. The fact that they created an entire video to show the tweaks that they're making following player feedback really shows how much passion and dedication they have towards this project. As somebody who has just started making videos, I can tell you that the demo feedback video was not at all easy to make. They definitely didn't have to make it. They did it because they truly care about their fans and the quality of the project. They've already started to implement conveniences like faster movement speed, fast travel, and even some battle system tweaks. This game is heading in the right direction, and as they continue to implement player feedback, it's only going to get better. There is a lot to be excited about this game, so I hope you guys are all as hyped as I am for Project Octopath Traveler. Okay, what's going on, guys? I just want to quickly talk about the recent Nintendo Direct because we got quite a few brand new information on Project Octopath Traveler. So the first thing is that the final name of the game is Octopath Traveler. I think that's a really good choice because it would have just led to so much confusion if they picked anything else. And it's available July 13th, 2018. This is amazing news. I'm really happy about this. It's a lot sooner than I thought it would be. We also got two new characters. So there's Tressa the Merchant and Alphen the Apothecary. So Tressa's path action seems to be something called purchase, where you could pretty much go around, buy items from any NPC, and it seems like there's going to be some rare items that are only available through her action, so it's definitely beneficial to take advantage of this. And then Alphen, his path action is inquire, so it seems to give you like new information about the locale, about the town. He gets some advantages from this. So for example, in the trailer they show him getting a discount at the inn, and they give him information about hidden items, so nice little bonus here. So I'm just kind of theorizing here, but there's a shot of him at a graveyard in the trailer, and they say that, and he says that he wants to travel the world to help the wounded. So I'm wondering if, some point in his past he tried to save somebody and he failed, and like someone very important to him died, so he's like really guilty about that, and to make up for it he wants to like travel around and help as many people as he can because he couldn't help that person. Now, the last bit of information that we got was the job system. It's pretty much the same as Bravely Default, in the sense that every character has a base job, and then you could choose a secondary job. Now, I gotta say, I do like job systems. I think they're great, but it's something we need to be careful about because Bravely Default had pretty poor job balance near the end, in the sense that not many of them actually played a role. So job systems are great, but make sure that all of them are at least somewhat useful, and then I'm in, and then I'm totally happy about that. Now, just a quick video update. So for those of you who enjoyed my Radiant Historia video, why Radiant Historia is worth your money, I have some good news for you guys. So I'm turning this into a series, why blank is worth your money, essentially. So I'm making a video in a similar style to my Radiant Historia video for another game that's extremely special to me. This is a game that I'm really passionate about. I'm really looking forward to putting out this video and seeing what you guys think, and just sharing my love for this game. And I'm not going to say what game it is yet. I think that'll be a nice little surprise for the video, but I do want to give you guys a little hint. So if you get this hint, leave a comment, let me know what your guess is. So the hint is the whereabouts of light. So once again, my hint is the phrase the whereabouts of light. So leave a comment below, let me know what you think this hint is, and also let me know your thoughts on Octopath Traveler. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a great day.